In the midst of joyful news, there are moments that leave us speechless, wondering and permeating unexpected sadness. One of them is the tragedy that befell one of the biggest K-pop idols, Jungkook. What really happened to him? Why Taehyung, his closest friend, cried so much? Whether Jungkook still has hope to recover and return to the stage with his fans? All eyes are now on Jungkook, who is lying unconscious in hospital after undergoing a series of very heavy surgeries. But what makes all this even more heartbreaking is the fact that until now, he has not shown any signs of consciousness. In this uncertainty, his best friend, Taehyung, is ready to do anything to accompany and take care of Jungkook until he wakes up again. "I'll always be here, waiting for him to wake up and get back to health," Taehyung said, his eyes filled with tears. Taehyung's courage to stand firm in the face of this highly emotional situation raises a big question mark for fans as to what really happened to Jungkook and why he was so severe. The doctor who treated Jungkook expressed deep concern. After undergoing 4 surgeries full of risks, they now have to wait for X-rays after the last procedure. Medics hope Jungkook will soon show signs of consciousness that could indicate his health is improving. Jungkook's illness is very serious. However, after this 4th operation, everything was perfect. What we are waiting for now is Jungkook's awareness. If he is conscious, then the healing process will be faster, explained a doctor who treated Jungkook, adding that they will monitor the X-rays for the next 2 hours. But the question is whether Jungkook will wake up again, or even worse things will happen to him. Jungkook's family, who were next to him, could not hold back the tears. Jungkook's parents were heartbroken to see their son lying weak, unconscious, with no certainty when he would recover. "My son, wake up, we miss you so much," sobs mother Jungkook. Meanwhile, Taehyung, who is also very close to Jungkook's family, tries to strengthen them. "We have to stay strong. Jungkook can definitely get through this. Don't give up," Taehyung said in an almost broken voice, trying to encourage Jungkook's devastated parents. However, is it true that Taehyung's spirit is enough to give Jungkook's parents hope? It is revealed that Jungkook's illness originated from food poisoning he experienced during his training at the camp. The food served contains harmful substances that then affect Jungkook's health very seriously. The poisoning caused complications that were not detected at first, and now it is a heavy burden for Jungkook's body, which has to face 4 operations. How can food that is supposed to provide energy instead be a source of doom for a big star? Is there negligence and oversight that could add to the length of Jungkook's suffering? Now, time is running out, and hope is running low. In the next 2 hours, X-rays will be the main determinant of Jungkook's fate. Will the doctor find positive clues about his condition, or will we have to be prepared to accept the harsh reality that this dear friend of ours may not return to the stage again as we dreamed? Jungkook, known for his perseverance and fighting spirit, is now at the lowest point in his life. However, as we have seen in the course of his career, Jungkook has always had a strong determination to rise above all odds. Now, as he lies unconscious, the whole world, especially his fans, hope that he can wake up and continue his unfinished journey. However, will those hopes come true, or will we lose the figure we love so much? With all the uncertainty, one thing is clear: the story isn't over. We are all still waiting, praying, and hoping for the good news from that hospital room. Hopefully, in the not-too-distant future, Jungkook will open his eyes and come back to us, ready to inspire the world once again. In those tense hours, every second seemed so long to Jungkook's fans, family, and closest friends. Taehyung, who is a loyal companion, never leaves Jungkook's side. Even as the doctor explains his uncertain condition, Taehyung holds Jungkook's hand, hoping for a miraculous power to bring his best friend back. "I know you can survive, Jungkook. We're all here waiting for you," Taehyung said in a trembling voice, though his heart was split at the sight of his friend. A few hours later, the X-rays finally came out. Tensions are growing, especially between Jungkook's family and the doctors involved in handling the case. The doctors gathered with serious faces, examining the results of the picture that had just come out. Taehyung, who couldn't help but be curious, tried to get closer. However, The doctor asked everyone to wait outside while they discussed the next steps, whether the X-rays provide positive clues that can provide new hope or whether we should be prepared to accept the bitter reality that time continues to make hope feel more fragile. However, one thing is for sure, fans around the world who have been longing for Jungkook have never stopped praying for his recovery. On the other hand, Jungkook's parents felt very down. Although they tried to be tough in front of their beloved son, every time they looked at their son's face lying motionless, their tears always spilled. Jungkook's mother, with a frail body, held her husband's hand and said quietly, "Why did our son have to go through all this? Why did he have to suffer like this?" His trembling voice showed how deep the pain they felt. Taehyung, who was beside them, tried to give words of comfort even though he didn't know how to strengthen Jungkook's parents anymore. "I knew it was very difficult," said Taehyung, in a depressed voice. "But you should know, Jungkook is very strong. He will rise. We must keep praying and believing." Although those words came from a loving heart, who could say that they knew for sure what would happen next? However, despite the sense of anxiety and worry that enveloped the atmosphere, little by little there were signs of change. Suddenly, the doctor who examined Jungkook came out of his room with a slightly more relieved expression. Everyone immediately gathered outside, waiting for news about the X-rays. "There is little positive development," doctors say in a cautious tone. "Although Jungkook's condition is still very critical, we see that there are small signs that indicate that his body is starting to respond. We will continue to monitor his condition further." These words brought a little breath of fresh air to all those present. Fans waiting for this news around the world were finally able to breathe a sigh of relief, although their hopes still had to be carefully guarded. Meanwhile, Taehyung felt a bit relieved, though still couldn't completely brush off his worries. He looked lovingly at Jungkook's face, hoping that his best friend could hear and feel his immense support. Outside the hospital, the fans gathered in front of the building continued to wait faithfully. They unfurled banners and posters bearing messages of encouragement for Jungkook, while continuing to echo their prayers. Whenever there was a news update, they held their breath, hoping that it would bring good news. However, although there is little hope of a comeback, doctors still insist that Jungkook's situation is still very precarious. His recovery process will take time, and they will have to continue to closely monitor to make sure there are no further complications. Of course, for Taehyung and Jungkook's family, the future remains full of uncertainty. However, they all knew that the most important thing was to give Jungkook endless love and support. "We will always be there for you, Jungkook," Taehyung said in a determined voice, though his face was still full of anxiety. Whether Jungkook will finally open his eyes and return to the stage, as we all hope, only time will tell. However, one thing that cannot be denied is how much love and support flows for him from his fans, friends, and family. Whatever happens, we all hope that Jungkook will soon wake up, recover, and return to living his life full of happiness. In this world, nothing is more important than health and happiness. We are all waiting with hope for Jungkook to fully recover and return to his rightful life. In the meantime, we can only continue to pray and support him, because sometimes love and prayer are the greatest power we can give to the person we care about.